Welcome to new Ask Me Anything episode. This time it will be number 3. I've just got my clipper and want to use her as a fast trader, so I was thinking of dropping the shield generator down to an A4 and use 3A class shield boosters. In your opinion, would this make the ship too vulnerable? No, clipper is too fast to be killed by anything. If you always are prepared to run away, clipper is probably indestructible ship. Just keep in mind, if you are mass locked hyper jump, always submit so you will have only 8-second cooldown for your frameshift drive. And if we can believe Coriolis, we can have class 3 shields on clipper. So if it's true, you can have class 3 shields and have more cargo for your trading clipper. And use 4 shield boosters, because each shield booster will increase your shields by 20%. How many light years have you traveled and how many jumps have you made? As it now shows, yeah, it's there all, but I'm not sure it's correct data. Well, it shows me that I visited 5,000 systems. Profit from exploration 42 mil, but I did it before update, so a new number would be 84 mil. Level 2 detailed, level 3 detailed, I don't even know what that means. Highest payout 116,000. But I was at Sagittarius A and I get more than 200,000 for that, so I don't know where these numbers are from. Total hyperspace distance almost 400,000 light years. Total hyperspace jumps 22,000. Max distance from start, whatever that means, 1.5 thousand. I visited Sagittarius A, so if it's distance in light years from the start, it's not correctly showing, because Sagittarius A is 24,000 light years away from civilization. Do you think that we will get any ships bigger than the Corvette cutter? If we do you think that they will have to redesign stations to allow for them to dock? There will be capital ships as a planned expansion. That was planned like a year ago. There's a newsletter which lists all expansions planned. And if that is the case, then there will be bigger ships than Corvettes and stations won't be redesigned, so letterbox will stay the same because it doesn't make sense. And also keep in mind that actually Corvettes is not that big ships. Anaconda probably will be bigger. In my opinion, all they have to do is just give us ability to carry smaller craft that can dock. So we just leave our capital ship outside, dock with smaller craft and access all facilities or services that we need inside station. Maybe at some point we even will see a huge new stations appear, but I don't think so. We will see. What do you think about current state of the game? Some hardcore players on Frontier forums Twitch say that it's getting easier dumped down on each new patch. Do you agree? It's a tricky question actually, because let me just visualize it for you. Imagine player skill level when they start the game and difficulty level for the game you see on the right. When you start the game feels difficult, or maybe not difficult, but many things are unknown and new and you are learning how it works, so it doesn't feel easy. It feels engaging and sometimes maybe even challenging. And when you invest more and more time by playing the game, your skill level will increase. But difficulty level of the game stays same. And after more time, experience, player skill level, you see, this skill level is much greater than game's difficulty level. So even while game is not getting easier, it will feel like that because your skill will be better and better with each day and each hour you spend in the game. So there are two options to make the game easier or harder, as it's almost impossible to keep same difficulty level by adding new gameplay mechanics with each update. Especially in Elite, because you see Horizons, completely new game mechanics, landing on planets, driving around bases, skimmers, SRVs, different weapons. We'll see how it handles different gravitation, so it should be very interesting, at least for beginning. Also don't forget that Frontier Developments is a business company. They need to get bigger sales, so they need to attract new players, and if they make the game too hard for them, they will just not be playing the game. Tell me a game which you are playing for like a year or even more and you are still playing it. There are very few such games, without subscription especially. So it might really feel that the game is being dumped down even while it's not. I don't think in the end that the game is being dumped down. I think that we are just playing too much and we are getting better and better at this. And after we invest enough hours, we don't have anything new to do. So all we can do is just repeat what we already did many times, and it feels like a grinding. In such game as Elite, when you start to develop such game, you don't know how it will turn out because many things are never done before and you only know how it might be done. But when you face reality, probably many things will have to be made easier, and that's what we have here. Also, the game is rushed at each update. Bugs that were in beta are still now in the game. In the beginning you could request docking from 7.5 kilometers, but then there was a bug that you could request docking from 10 kilometers, and it took a year for them to fix this. 10 credit repair bug, which you see each time you dock at station or outpost. Anaconda HUD bug, where your ship sensor is misplaced. They are not good at fixing small stuff. So how to make game better in my opinion? First of all, devs start playing the game hardcore, so their skill level will match experienced player skill level, and the game will not be very easy if you play more than a month or so. Or form a group of hardcore players that would be involved in some design decisions, like design discussion forum, but not for ones who paid more, but for ones who played the game actually more. Take a threshold like 2000 hours invested or 3000 hours, whatever, they have these stats, they can easily message these players. And I'm not saying that these players decide all, I'm saying that these players will give developers a perspective, experienced player perspective on all new things they are bringing into the game. But devs don't have time playing the game hardcore, obviously, and now you can see actually they are playing only Now Horizons mostly. It's normal, and each developer probably is playing only his part. And because devs have no great skill in playing their own game, they just don't know what's best for experienced players. And in the end, sandbox game cannot be made for new players. It should be made for players who will invest more time, and everybody will become experienced after some time. So you need to focus on experienced players, on average players, not the new players. And after a year or two, in examples, there will be many expansions. So most players will be experienced. But if the developers will keep the difficulty level of the game very low, we will play with each expansion maybe a week, then we get bored because all is too easy. And as this is sandbox game, there's way too easy to run away in solo or private group. Players just are not involved with each other as much as they should have in sandbox game. It feels more like single player game, but in single player games there must be stories to keep players involved and interested in the game. There are several things that devs can do to greatly improve the game. First of all, AI. It's total crap. Stupid NPC kamikaze interdictions, authority ships interdicting you in a lawless space in the middle of nowhere to scan you, really. Deadly and elite NPCs must be as skilled as average player at least, meaning that they run when it's time to run, and they interdict only when they have higher chance. And plus they need to fly in the wings with similar size ships, not like one Anaconda and Cobra, Viper. I remember 8 Vulture Wing, it was insane. We need more of those. And there should be a very dangerous place where even experienced players will have serious challenge to survive. This would make game much more exciting, because now you can do whatever you want, wherever you want, you don't care. Should Frontier increase fuel and repair costs? Well, I would say yes, because the money earning is easier, and actually fuel, and especially fuel price, is very cheap. But the lore for Milky Way galaxy in 3300 years is that fuel is very cheap, so I don't even know. I would say that we need more tools to bring money out of the game. An example, ship delivery system. An example, module storage rooms, so we can buy modules we need, store them, buy other modules, and when we need to swap combat to trading ships, we just go to that station and swap our modules. And storage actually is very important if we will be able to craft modules, otherwise it's useless. So we upgrade a module on one ship and then what? Sell it, change ships and buy back? No, we need a storage definitely. But for a price, of course. That would make sense. Should Frontier decrease insurance costs to encourage more PvP? I don't think that it will increase PvP actually. It's already easy to earn money and it's easy to avoid being killed. Well, unless you fly bad ships and you are catched by surprise or make a mistake. And also money making is easier with each update. Recently we had insane amount of smuggling missions. Now it's tuned down, it's much worse now. And we have CQC where you can go and fight, and actually CQC shows that the interest is not that great, or matchmaking servers are completely bugged because sometimes you will be waiting 40-45 minutes just for match to begin. Imagine waiting 45 minutes to play one 10-minute round. Yeah, not exciting at all. Should Frontier increase ship and module prices since getting money in each update is easier? I would say not for existing modules, but for new ships and new modules probably they should increase price. I think Frontier should take a look at credit balance of rich players and decide how many players will be able to buy Corvette, in example, when it comes out. If they make Corvette too cheap, everybody will be flying it the next day, and there will be no goals for most players. So I would say that new ships and modules should probably have increased price tag. And we don't know what crafting will bring in. Maybe crafting also will be very costly. There is never too much money, I know, but still, did you set yourself a limit in your mind? No, there's no limit for me, it's more like a habit or ritual to play several hours a day, chat with friends or listen to music and relax, but lately actually I do not trade or earn money. I'm busy with other stuff. So no, I don't have a limit. Why not using the military bulkhead as first choice? 50% damage reduction for laser and kinetic weapons. Isn't this the better choice when you don't know what your enemy is shooting with? I did a video, actually I did a test about anaconda's bulkheads. It was quite some time ago, you can find it and watch it if you want. If you did any recent tests, please let me know. But from my tests, as you see, lightweight obviously is worse in all cases. Reinforced is better, almost by double. And as you see, mirrored actually is much better to stop thermal weapons and not much worse than military or reactive armor to stop kinetic weapons. So if you have money, go for mirrored. If you don't have money, go for military. There are only two choices for me. And if you want to ram ships, also go for mirrored or military. It helps a lot in collisions. So if you don't care money, go for mirrored. If you want a budget version, go for military armor. What kind of PC do you have? Did you buy it pre-made or build it yourself? What components are you using? Many questions, let's divide them in several questions. What kind of PC do you have? Did you buy it pre-made or build it yourself? I bought my last PC more than 2 years ago and I did not play any games on PC at that time. I was playing on PlayStation and PC I needed only for work, so I bought very budget version. Intel Core i5, 8GB of RAM, SSD 120GB, and I even did not have any video card. I used integrated Intel video card and motherboard. And the fun part is that soon after that, I think several weeks even after I got my new PC, I found out about Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous. And of course I was very excited about those games because I was playing Original Elite, I was playing Privateer, Wing Commanders. So I had to buy new power supply because I wanted the new video card obviously. And I bought HD 7870 video card, which was in my price range at that time. Anyway, if you are a gamer, you probably want to go for GeForce. I will go for GeForce next, definitely. And then I was ready to play those games on my PC, which I bought completely not for this purpose. Next PC I definitely will build with Elite Dangerous in mind. I probably will wait for 4K monitors to come out, or we'll see what will happen with virtual reality headsets, but for now I think I will be stuck with this PC. And half a year ago my friend gifted me GeForce GTX Titan. Thank you. That was actually very unexpected because I would never buy this video card, it's way out of my price range. So that's why I have GTX Titan. That's about my PC. And second question is what peripherals you are using. First of all, I am using LG 42-inch TV. It's capped at 60 frames per second because I was using it only for PlayStation. And I bought for Elite Dangerous flight seat. It's actually very comfortable for flight sims, and in the middle you can mount steering wheel if you want to. Or mount their yoke or your joystick if you like it in the middle. So I'm playing with Cytec X55 HOTAS and Cytec Pro Flight rudder pedals. Rudder pedals I use for lateral and vertical thrust, and HOTAS obviously pitch yaw roll and throttle. So I can effectively use 6 degrees of freedom in space. I also have track IR, but for me it's very uncomfortable to use because I sit 3 meters from my TV, and track IR is best used if you are playing very close to your monitor. So this is all for this Ask Me Anything episode. If you have any questions, drop a comment below this video, and fly safe, commanders!